Yeah, so I've finally managed to have a shower, which is quite decent. Been up since a reasonable amount of time. Like woke up at a reasonable time. Didn't get up, not right away. Took me like half a working day. It's bloody warm. It's 25 degrees C in the shade, and I'm sitting in the sun. My plan for today is to go grocery shopping. Fingers crossed. Got all the stuff I need here, my shopping box, etc. I should really bring down my rubbish from the flat and so, but I also feel like I just can't be fussed. I mean, if I would to take out twice since I last brought the rubbish down, so I should probably really do it. I just gotta find the energy. And I realised going shopping today is actually like the only viable option, because I'll have run out of everything to eat and drink by Monday, and Monday's a bank holiday apparently. Which means I'll just have to go shopping because no other options. Then again, showering did give me some emotional energy, so that was worth it. Got a load of pollen on the windshield. Oh, I might actually head to far end of town just because I can. Ooh, I'm sweating to hell. I think I've got a towel here. Yeah, I do. Oh, car towel. Yeah, it's funny. Getting in the shower takes a load of emotional energy, but once you're in it, it does actually replenish your emotional energy to some degree, I guess. Some degree not being all the way, because I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And it took me unreasonably long. Like, if I did that on a regular basis, it'd be irresponsible use of water. Then again, I've been having a problem with regular basis in showers, so yeah. Just got to fuss about with the vents here. There we go. Phone's not overheating now. I've got the fans on that as well. Tomorrow I got the film club again. I had considered not going, but I think I'm just going to go because it's worth it. Plus I'll get to find out if I feel like I'd have to do some composting or someone else has done it already. Because I did volunteer for it, which means I signed up for it, so no one to blame but me. But someone else also volunteered for it, and if they have it done by Monday, then I don't got to do it. I think I'll actually go there by public transport for a change. Take some cider, drink some, socialise, make it easier that way, but it's going to drain energy because like 20-30 people, and I'm still in the name learning process as I am with any major group of people, I guess. Neighbours also been grocery shopping. I'd love to just go back to bed and not worry about it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because I'm trying to be a functioning adult. I like my hair when it's like this. Ooh, it's nice and clean. I don't like this spot for recording this stuff, for talking to myself in the camera. First off, I'm in the sun, 25.5 degrees centigrade in the shade. Well, the car's in the sun, I'm in the car. Second off, I've got neighbours, and third off, it's too much noise. So I'll probably take a proper sit down later on somewhere where I can sit in the shade. Perhaps not in town. I mean, that's the privilege of having a motor vehicle, I guess. Spending all the money on it. And I get to do my grocery shopping only once a week instead of every other day. And every other day it'd still be a full bag, just because milk weighs a fuck ton. I mean, it weighs slightly less than water, but still. I mean, what do I buy? Approximately 13-14 kilos a week, just milk. And then there's other things as well, because you can't live off just milk. Yeah, I should really do a lot of things, like take out my trash, do the dishes, apply for an appointment for applying for a passport. Post-production, I shot a week ago tomorrow, so on kittens. It's like due in a month and a half, but the sooner I get started, the sooner I get done. I mean, I really don't want to do it, but I want to have done it because I need the credits for uni. And I guess it's my main occupation at the current point in time, the reason I can justify my existence and the reason the government is financing my flat. Well, half my flat, the other half is interest-free debt, which is the best kind of debt. Next to no debt, in my opinion. Then again, that's only my opinion, because apparently a lot of people aren't fussed about being in debt, because I guess the nice thing about debt is you have the capital to spend. When you're dead, you couldn't care less. And apparently humans are known to eventually die. Yeah, so I'm going to cut this here, and I'll probably stitch some more clips after me taking a proper sit down, talking to the camera, somewhere in the shade, probably near a lake, where there's no people. That's going to be a challenge to find. Huh. Might as well start up the engine. Wait a second. Oh, there we go. So, I just had an experience which I guess I should accept as normal, but in my world, that just wouldn't fly. Traffic lights, obviously. 4 lanes each way road. Couple next to me, both on their phones, including the driver, that is. And I actually failed to contain myself, so I wound down my window, and I did tell them, you do know that kills people. But then again, further down where there's a road closure, they crossed 8 lanes of traffic from the right turn lane to turn left. So I should really not have to accept this as acceptable or normal. But it's just so common that I guess one just has to, because it is. I just have a real hard time doing that. Like, I actually had to pull over here just to take a minute, because not because that was like a momentary shock. I have a real hard time comprehending people like that are allowed to operate motor vehicles. I mean, real hard time. I just don't get it. How come those people are allowed to? And I guess it's not enforced, so no one really cares. So I guess they are allowed to. I was also thinking it'd be an ironic situation if I worked for the coppers and told them that, and they just said, oh no, it doesn't kill people. And then I pulled out my badge or so. I mean, that would have been fun, but I'm not a copper, so I guess I can't do that. Coppers should really do that in civilian cars though. Then again, they have plenty of other things to do. Like people gluing themselves to the road. I just don't get it. I'm fully in favour of speeding cameras and phone cameras and everything, even though phone cameras I don't think exist yet. Like cameras that catch people who operate their mobile phones while operating motor vehicles. I'd absolutely love it if that was a thing. Just because, no, it does kill people. And those people could be your child or whoever. That's just not cool. I can't wrap my head around it. I guess that's what mankind's come to. Turn left from the right turning lane, across 7 other lanes of road, half which is semi-closed, but not closed, still open for bicycles, so... Whew, I guess if me having worries like that do show that I could have worse worries. I mean, I don't got to worry about having food on the table, well I do because I can't get my arse in gear, but still. Not financially, economically. But it's just... Then again, I still got to go shopping, I ain't been. I'm still on my way away from the shops. Shops is on the way home, so the milk don't go off, so the milk don't spoil. Because realistically that'd be quite the bummer, having to toss out over a dozen litres of milk. It's just, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, how are these people allowed to drive? It's just crazy. No. Like, both are sitting on their phones, typing away in traffic. Like, oh. Sometimes I wonder whether it's me that's detached from reality, because there's so many people doing it. I get the strong suspicion the Rosas don't care of when they're blue, which would lead to the conclusion that it is normalised, and I'm just the one who's detached from reality. Like, it shouldn't be, in my opinion. But I might be in the minority to the point where I am the exception to the rule. In which case, well, that's society, I guess. Can't change it, so I might as well accept it, I guess. I mean, the extreme of that would be can't change it, so I might as well endorse it, but before that I'd want legal consultation and in writing that it is acceptable behaviour, which I just can't see. Like, I don't know if my ethics standards are too high or something, but I just can't see it. Like, are people nuts? I don't get it. Like, I honestly just don't. Fucking batshit crazy people, I guess. Or normal people, and I'm the batshit crazy one for thinking people shouldn't be doing it. One of the two has got to be one of the two. Question is which one. I do hope I'm not the batshit crazy one. Then again, me being atypical, divergent, that would explain me being batshit crazy. Just, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, I'm perfectly happy with other people speeding like 5 to 10 above the speed limit, because the speed limits are made with tolerance, which is why I do have a conflict with of ethics, dilemma, trilemma, whatever you want to call it, where I don't know whether to obey the speed limit or not, but I chose to just obey the speed limit and not worry about it, not thinking about it. But I can accept people going like 5, 10, even 15, 20, depending on the area and the speed limit, above the speed limit. I can perfectly accept that. There's not like someone doing triple the speed limit is acceptable, in my understanding at least. And people driving on their phones, to my understanding at least, is not acceptable. Then again, with driving school, theoretically, though, one, in my experience, I was the student, operate the motor vehicle, the driving teacher is still responsible, and he was on the phone all the time, so it might just be the norm. I might just be batshit crazy. But I don't want to be batshit crazy. Like, what has the world come to when people just operate mobile phones while vehicles. Like, many people can't walk and operate a phone. How the fuck are they supposed to operate heavy machinery and a phone at the same time? Like, am I the crazy one? I don't know. I'm concerned I might be. Like, no fucking way. These people. F me, man. There's no way I'm not normal. Like, everyone has to think the way I do, because it's the only way I can understand people thinking. Yeah, I understand to some degrees too detached from reality to expect people to think like me, but at least on things like heavy machinery while under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or phones shouldn't be allowed. I mean, hell. I don't get it. I just don't. Like, if that's the standards we have, hell, I should apply to drive around nuclear waste or nuclear weapons or so, because I'm hell a safe driver in that case. And I mean, I do take pride in my driving, but I don't think I'm too above average driver and pretty decent, but I don't want to believe that others aren't decent drivers. Like, I just don't. Well, I guess I could drive down around VIPs and some stuff like that. Then again, they're usually in a hurry or whatever. Depends on the VIP, I guess. I just can't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. Fucking nuts. And I did have a motorcycle pass me on the right as I was indicating right. Then again, he was smart enough to speed up for the short moment that he was in my blind spot, so all smooth. And I did see him in my blind spot, because I did turn my head and look out this very window. Surprise. This window and then the side window. That could have gone worse, but I look, and I suppose he's kind of in favour of his own life, so I shouldn't be assuming their gender. They are in favour of their own life, so it's in their own interest to get out of blind spots of other vehicles ASAP. And I guess they do. Like, am I the crazy one? I wouldn't know. I mean, if one believed likelihood of things and stuff, I'm probably the crazy one, because I don't think like many others in many ways. And then again, how far should one extrapolate that? I mean, if operating a mobile phone while operating a motor vehicle is normal, you might as well say all the anti-vaxxers are right. Fuck me. I mean, you gotta draw a line somewhere with craziness for being normal. And I believe there's fewer anti-vaxxers than non-anti-vaxxers, so I suppose being an anti-vaxxer is still abnormal. Which, good for me, I'm at least normal in one way, I guess. Like, I just can't wrap my head around it. Not at all. Am I the crazy one? I mean, I know for certain my dad, for example, didn't operate mobile phones while operating motor vehicles, so I guess in that aspect I'm normal. And he'd driven the whole family, including me, around easily a couple of 100k just in my childhood. And that was done fairly safely, so like, wow. Yeah, I guess I do have one benchmark, which is my late dad, and he didn't operate mobile phones while driving, even the old Nokia 6310s. No mobile phone while driving. And that worked out. Like, is there hope in mankind? I guess I got to ask some other people I know who operate motor vehicles whether they assume it to be normal to operate a mobile phone. I know for certain from a colleague of mine, they do operate mobile phones at traffic lights as well, which I just can't see. But then again, it's not my job to educate them, I guess. It's not my obligation, it's not my responsibility. So I shouldn't really force myself upon them. It's really the Rolls' job. Off Winds in Blue, the coppers. Like, I may be crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Please don't let me be that crazy. Yeah, I guess as I do the social sciences, operating mobile phones while operating motor vehicles is something I could do a paper for if I ever got to do a paper again during these studies. I could look that up, but I guess I'm not fussed enough to look it up. I'll just keep in the back of my mind, well, in the front of my mind, as a potential subject in case I do have to write another paper. Then there's two birds with one stone, at least. Because, I mean, for my own sanity's sake, I want people to not think it's normal. Which I guess is a bias I'd have to put into falsification with paper. But I also really don't want to find out people do think it's normal. So I really don't want to do the work to find out people consider operating phones while motor vehicles normal. Like, am I the crazy one here? Can't wrap my head around it anyways. I'm gonna probably resume this once I've been shopping or so. Like, I can't be that crazy. Really. Yeah, it's still warm, but I'm currently in a parking garage, so it could be worse, I guess. Still sweating though. Then again, I did just lug my entire week's shopping. Got that done. Real happy about that. I guess happier than I should be, assuming it's not a major achievement, as in people do other things in their lives. They don't just go shopping once a week and be happy about it. But I'm happy about it anyway. Got myself some fancy birch chews. Sweetened though, so don't help with my body image, I suppose. And it's got the stupid lid you can't take off. I'm not going to buy this again, no matter how it tastes. I guess it do taste alright. Still not buying it again with that lid. Can't hack that lid. 94% birch juice. Per 100 mils, 5 grams of sugar. 4. Yeah, I don't know, I just can't hack it, I guess. When I get home, I'll either watch some videos and go to bed, or just go to bed outright, I guess. I do got to unload the shopping. And I've only done like 50k in the day, and half of that's on my way to the shops. And to the shops in the first place, so I ain't done too much leisurely driving. Then again, I did get to learn one new road. Just, I don't know why I like learning the roads, but I like being able to navigate without a GPS or Navi. I got one more road on that list now. Oh. The more I think about it, the more I think people operating their phones is the norm. To the point from earlier. And again, I might just be too detached from reality. Somehow that doesn't really concern me, being detached from reality, I guess because I already am in a lot of aspects. And just another aspect, another level of being detached to reality on doesn't really make a difference in any way, size, shape or form. It's insignificant. Because it's already well established I'm not normal. I guess. Though I am slightly concerned about me not being bothered by being detached from reality. That's a slight concern. I'm not sure if it should be or not. That's why it's only slight, I guess. But somehow it feels just odd. Like, I believe to still be in actual reality. Like, I know I'm not tripping or so. But I think I just want to see the world the way other people manage to. I don't know if I'd actually want to do it once I manage it, but grass is always green on the other side. It's just weird. Because, I mean, a lot of people seem to manage to be rather happy. And that without compromising their quality of life or their attachment to reality. Yeah, I think I'd want to be able to do that. The car park next to me left the door open, the people, so I'm just keeping a watch on it for them. And when they reappear out of thin air, I suppose, wherever they went, I'll inform them. It's not like they wouldn't notice before leaving. Might be overestimating drivers by saying that. Shopping was another 50 some bucks. If I were to not do takeout more and more frequently, that'd be real decent. I mean, I'm quite happy with the amount I'm spending because that's like less than 300 bucks a month if I go shopping once a week, on average at least. And the one thing I'm happy about is I do manage to not have to go to the shops more than regularly, because it's not like I forget some things or so. Usually I get too much stuff, but stuff that doesn't spoil, so I'm happy about it, I guess. The world just works in funny ways. I don't feel as if I'm able to comprehend the slightest of them. Guy moving the shopping carts. Might as well wish them a happy, non-verbal hello. Have a nice day. But non-verbal because I'm in the car and they're not in the car. And apparently audio doesn't transmit too well through glass. Yeah, these lids are stupid, I don't like them. Well, a solid reason not to buy this product again. Guess I found that out now. It's also odd with my shop's preference, as I've driven by easily a dozen or so shops, which objectively would have had everything I need, but subjectively I just like going to the same one even if others have the same things. Because first off, I know where all the things are here. Second off, I like it because it's not too dense with people and there's plenty of space on the corridors. But I do feel it to be somewhat wrong, as much as one can feel something to be wrong, for me to not like to go to other shops because they don't match the criteria. Because at the end of the day, I guess I'm privileged enough to have a car, so I can fairly freely choose which shop I go to, but just don't feel right somehow. I mean, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to keep going to the shops I like until they also give me a reason to not like them, in which case I get to have to try, new shops, which I guess is an experience to have. I mean, I've had it before, I'll have it again. Then again, being on the train of forgiveness I am on and have been on for the past couple of years, I guess they can fuck up quite badly and I'll forgive them and still come here. Just because the hurdle of new shops and scouting new shops and finding ones you can either park at or you don't need to park at because good public transport, then figuring out the shopping cart situation, the whole layout, the opening hours, I don't think I'd actually want to do that. Yeah, it's way too big a hurdle. Another thing I noticed about driving, so I've driven to the other end of town and back again, is it do raise my smoke numbers. So I've had 8 smokes while driving today, thus far. I'll probably have another 3 on my way home. That'll put to 11. And I'm hoping that inflation in smokes isn't an artificial inflation, as in I'm not forcing myself to smoke, but it's still a different environment and so on. And obviously I use my cigarette consumption as indicator for my mental state of being. In which case I wouldn't want to artificially inflate it. I think as long as I don't try to intentionally smoke more, it's not artificial inflation, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just funny. And the light's gone off again. Yay. I guess that's a battery saving feature. Huh. Yeah, it is. Funny how that works. I think if these people aren't here in 15 minutes, I'm just going to have to try and shut their door for them, which I don't like because touching someone else's stuff without their permission. It's better than waiting indefinitely. And obviously they could come 15 minutes from now, not from when I shut their door, but I'm sure they'll still be happy to have a closed door anyway. I don't think I'll wait 15 minutes. I don't got that kind of inner peace. At least I haven't smoked yet. I've been sat in front of this phone for more than 11 minutes in this sitting. Nice. Guess I have stuffed my face though, which is like the next less bad thing to smoking. I mean, at least don't give you cancer. Do increase your risk of heart attacks though, at least with I've been stuffed my face with sugar and that. Funny how things work. I have a feeling this is going to be a fairly long session. Well, it's multiple sessions, but still, none of them are big enough to justify their own. Well, the days seem to have gone alright. I mean, I've been awake for 10 hours now. I'll be home within an hour, which means 11 hours from waking. A working day from getting up. I think I may just be able to justify going to bed then. Like, toward myself, because that's the only person I have to justify going to bed to. Funny how that works. my new light. Oh. Didn't come with a label, obviously, it's just neon orange. Ah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about going to a club tomorrow, a film club, because I want to have done it, I really don't want to do it, but that's, I guess, the idea of delayed gratification, having done something instead of doing it. I mean, that's the entire idea of my education. I mean, doing the education in the goals haven't done it. To be able to show to employers you're able to do the same thing all over again for 3 years in a row. Funny how that works. I guess I'm not too bad with delayed gratification because that's the game of life. Odd how shit work. Like, I'm never gonna figure it out all the way. I mean, measurable things, I know I'll never know all, but I already know how to look most of them up. Measurable metrics. The humanitarian unmeasurable metrics are the interesting aspect of it, for me at least. Because not like you can look up how to socially interact with someone. Like I'm still concerned about me having addressed the people in the car next to me earlier by winding down my window and telling them, that kills people. I don't know if that was socially adequate, but in the end of the day, I had my eyes on the road, my hands on the wheel, and they didn't. And really, I shouldn't have to tell them. I mean, they were certainly older than I am. They most certainly spend more time on the road. They most certainly had more accidents. One would think humans can learn for themselves. I mean, I know I overstepped my bounds by telling them, because I don't even know them. But even if I knew them, it shouldn't be my responsibility to tell them. Maybe throw a hint or so. People should be able to figure that out themselves. They shouldn't even need to tell them, oh, by the way, if you're not looking at the road while driving, or your brain's completely somewhere else, you might want to take a break from driving. Like, this isn't kindergarten. Okay, it's not kindergarten, it's not driving school. These people, presumably, fingers crossed, do have a license. Like, if they have a license, they know very well what the car is capable of doing in harm. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on that now, just because obviously I crossed the line by telling them, but they should, in my opinion, I should not be put in the position to have to cross a line to tell someone, because it's really their duty to figure out themselves. Sort of a distraction, I've kind of had a long wheelbase drive back by behind me, which is nice, because I'm on a wheelbase. Ooh. 5 meter 39 and 8mm. Nerd. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to sit down and talk to myself anymore today. I'd love to be able to drink some tea, but I don't think I'll have the energy, like, cognitively, not emotionally, but cognitively, to do so today. I'm just going to lie down or sit down, watch some videos, TV, what it would have been a decade and a half ago. Now it's the interwebs. Magic how that work. I guess after cutting this, I'll shut their car door. I mean, they arrived when I did, and I've been done shopping for 20 minutes. So I don't know what they're doing all day long, but they didn't leave their door open then, so I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'll cut this here. I'll see you later. Cheerio. Stay safe.